Up next, a family right here in Montana personally suffering from the loss of those 19 brave firefighters who lost their lives this week to an Arizona wildfire.
Heartbreaking, it's shocking.
That and more coming up next on Fox 5 News at 9.
Your first local news at 9 starts right now, only on Fox 5 at 9.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emily Scarlett. We'll get to the Arizona firefighter with family here in Montana shortly. But first, some of you may be experiencing a power outage. We don't have much information at this time. We do believe there's a transformer issue near 9th Street, but we'll bring you more on that as we learn more details. Also, the Great Falls City Commission meeting wrapping up just moments ago. City commissioners got a chance to listen to the advice of the city manager tonight during a work session meeting regarding plans for the city budget proposal. But the final decision on the city budget will be left up to the city commissioners at a later date.
Yeah, the commission actually starts their budget process when they do their goal setting. And so, as you saw tonight at the work session, we're tying back this year's budget to their goals. So tonight at the work session, I presented the budget. I'm required to do that statutorily. I make a recommendation on it. I don't have the final say on it. The commission does.
Having paid the first payment of $2.5 million, the city manager is proposing a tight 2014 budget to the Great Falls City Commission in order to come up with the final payment to pay for the Electric City Power settlement. Turns out a Granite Mountain hotshot firefighter who was one of the 19 who died while battling a wildfire in Arizona actually came from a Montana family of firefighters. Today we're learning more about 24-year-old Dustin DeFord from Ekalaka. Reporter Brittany Wright spoke with Dustin's dad to find out how he's coping with the loss of his son.
Dustin DeFord began firefighting when he was 18 years old for the Charter County Rural Fire Department in Ekalaka. Dustin took a job as a grand hotshot in Arizona this past spring, but on Sunday he was killed in the Arizona wildfire.
It's heartbreaking, it's shocking. It's one of those things that everybody who knows anything about firefighting, especially in the hot shots, we know there's a risk. There's a risk to all these things.
Dustin was one of 10 children in the DeFord family and one of 5 who was a firefighter.
He's just always been enthusiastic for the firefighting trade. He kind of has worked his way to people's hearts with his sense of humor. He's got a goofy sense of humor and just always enjoys making people laugh.
Steve says his son wanted to be a firefighter since he was young.
His dream was to be a hotshot, and so we were excited for him. Very proud of him and the other 18 that were also with them. Those guys, every one of them, are to be honored.
Steve says although it hurts, he knows God has a reason for taking his son now.
It hurts. I told my wife this morning, it hurts terrible, but I'm not angry. God knows what he's doing, and he knows why and why now, and we trust him and his goodness.
In Bozeman, Brittany Wright, ABC Fox, Montana.
Governor Steve Bullock releasing a statement today saying all Montanans hold the loved ones of these fallen heroes, especially the family of Dustin DeFord, in our thoughts and prayers. Senator Jon Tester adding firefighters like Dustin don't set out to be heroes, but that's what they are. Meanwhile, that massive wildfire continues to burn out of control in Arizona as family and friends mourn the 19 lives lost in a battle of the flames. The wildfire charring more than 8,000 acres of land. Overnight conditions keeping the fire from spreading, but approaching storms could be a threat if they bring lightning. This is the deadliest wildfire for crews since 1933 and the most firefighters to die in an incident since the 9/11 attacks. Moving into weather, Chief Meteorologist Ted King is here with the first look at our forecast. Ted, it's dry heat such as what we're experiencing that can create these dangerous wildfire conditions, right?
Well, that's correct. It is a dry heat like they've been having in Arizona, but really around here there is a bit of moisture in the atmosphere. Dew point temperatures are fairly high, not real moist out there, but there is some moisture in the atmosphere. In fact, let's take a look. Enough moisture to overcome some of the high pressure out there that has been causing the thunderstorms. We've had a couple of isolated thunderstorms around here. You can see those right there. And I'll be back in just a few moments and talk about some record highs.
Thank you, Ted. And wildfires aren't the only natural disasters causing concern here in the Treasure State. Governor Steve Bullock now requesting federal assistance to help with damage caused by much of the flooding near the High Line recently. Governor Bullock sending President Obama a request for a federal disaster declaration yesterday. The declaration would allow federal aid to be used to assist with repairs. Included in the request is a preliminary assessment that says the flooding from heavy rainfall back in May caused over $3 million in damage to 12 different counties and 3 Indian reservations. The areas with the most reported damage were the Rocky Boys Indian Reservation plus Hill and Blaine counties. The letter states there is extensive damage to roads, bridges, water systems, public buildings, and homes. Several areas still remain inaccessible due to damages. Share your thoughts and be heard on our show. Head on over to our Fox 5 Facebook page, like it, and tell it to Fox by commenting on this week's question. It's that simple, and we'll feature your comments on Thursday night's show. Here's this week's question. The George Zimmerman trial now in full swing over a year after that fateful February night. George Zimmerman is being accused of second-degree murder after shooting 17-year-old Trayvon Martin. Zimmerman claims this was in self-defense, but the prosecution says Zimmerman confronted Martin, which invalidates his self-defense claims. Make your case. Did Zimmerman kill Martin in cold blood, or did he simply stand his ground? Like our Fox 5 Facebook page and tell it to Fox by commenting on this question. It'll be posted at the very top of our page. Well, we're just a couple of days away now from the big holiday, so that means pull out the fireworks and the grills. But first, here's Fox 5's Myra Castaneda. She spoke with grilling experts on how to enjoy your food safely this 4th of July holiday.
Mark Horton grills around 156 times a year. This 4th of July holiday is no exception.
Voila!
Horton is the owner of the oldest barbecue retailer in central Montana.
All 304 stainless steel, so you don't need to worry about covering your grill. It never rusts on you. Probably be the last grill you ever buy.
And knows a thing or two about grilling etiquette.
It's like a propane grill, not leaving it on too long in this heat. Also taking care when you're lighting your barbecue, always lift your lid up. It's very important so the gas doesn't build up when you have a propane grill to where it explodes on you.
Aside from knowing how to operate a grill, avoid other health hazards by knowing when your food is safe to eat. You always want to cook your food at the right temperature. For example, chicken's internal temperature should be 180 degrees. The American Red Cross advises people to always supervise a grill when in use and to never add charcoal starter fluid when coils have already been ignited. And Thursday is Independence Day, so of course keep those fireworks at a safe distance.
Whether it be natural gas or propane or even a wood pellet grill, I mean, a lot of people leave their sacks and stuff with the pellets in them out there. You definitely want to be at a minimum of 50 feet away when you're doing it.
And one last tip, enjoy that food. In Great Falls, Myra Castaneda, ABC Fox, Montana.
And the American Red Cross asking those planning to celebrate to please do so carefully and responsibly, advising people to grill away from anything that can catch on fire, such as tree branches. And continuing with the trend of celebrating safely, Fox 5's Rachel Osley has a message from our local law enforcement on not only celebrating safely, but considering the safety of others as well.
Traditionally, the busiest time that we have in the police department goes through July 1st to the 5th or so of July. People are celebrating. There's a lot of alcohol flowing. We have a lot of DUIs, people that are being responsible in terms of their fireworks. Of course, we've talked about the noise violations.
We deal with impaired driving primarily, and with that comes increased crashes. A lot of times the crashes are more serious in nature because of the increased alcohol consumption. It only takes one drunk driver to cause a bad accident.
And that can cost lives.
With the alcohol consumption, you have the increased chance for injuries. Not just in motor vehicles, but you have people out on the lake. You're dealing with smaller explosives, which, when you're impaired on alcohol, increases your chance for an injury there too.
Once you start drinking, your ability to make good choices becomes impaired, so it's best to plan ahead and have a designated driver.
Call for a ride if you plan on leaving where you're going to be having your festivities.
Or call a taxi or use public transportation. It's important to have a plan and report anyone who is putting others at risk.
Anytime you observe someone that you feel may be impaired driving, make sure you call the authorities.
Please celebrate responsibly.
We want and expect everybody to go have a good time and a fun holiday. We We're trying to save lives.
In Great Falls, Rachel Osley, ABC Fox, Montana.
Well, this news might help out with some of those roadway concerns. A recent report ranking Montana's highway system 5th in the nation for overall quality of the roads. And though still successful, that's actually down 3 spots from last year. Experts say the rankings suffer because Montana finished last in traffic fatalities. Although Montana Department of Transportation officials say roads are built to national safety standards or better, they say Montanans just aren't buckling up. Montana Highway Patrol Captain Keith Edgell says traffic fatalities are up because some people aren't wearing their seatbelts.
We preach to the public to wear seatbelts. Unfortunately, we have a drastic spike in the lack of use of seatbelts, resulting in the fatality crashes.
Edgell says the $20 fine isn't enough to persuade drivers to buckle up. The state highways ranking above Montana's include North Dakota, Kansas, Wyoming, and New Mexico. It's getting sunny and buggy out there. You may have noticed rain coupled with the warmer weather is drawing more mosquitoes out and about around Montana. Experts say if you want to fight the bite and protect yourself against these pesky critters, especially those who may be carrying the West Nile virus, be sure to practice the 4 Ds. Those are wear deep, avoid going out during dusk and dawn, drain standing water near your home, and dress in long sleeves and pants.
Another thing to look for are, because it does affect animals also. And so we do surveillance here for birds and horses and animals getting the West Nile, because they'll typically show up with it before we have human exposures.
And Ted, experts say prepare yourself now because mosquitoes carrying West Nile virus tend to lay their eggs towards the end of the summer. But we're just getting things started around here. And what a start. Almost 100 degrees today.
Yeah, actually, Helena made it to 100 degrees.
All right.
Woo, yeah, that is cooking. I was down by the river the other day, and there were a lot of skeeters down there. Thank goodness I didn't get any bites.
Yeah,
so,
you got to practice those 4 Ds.
Yes, it's good advice here for sure. And we're going to be hot again tomorrow, but there is relief on the way. We'll tell you about that. Take a look at the 4th of July forecast and some record highs for today, so don't go away.
Your Weather Authority forecast continues right now on Fox 5 at 9.
Good evening, everybody. We are glad you're with us on this Tuesday. And oh man, what a hot one it was indeed. Some relief on the way. We'll get to that coming up in just a moment. A couple of isolated thunderstorms fired up earlier. They're done with now, and they are done with for the night. Records today. Record high tide in Great Falls, 99 degrees. The old record, 1985. And Helena broke the record set back in 1986 of 99. So, and also Cutbank broke a record of the old record 93 set back in 1936. So we had some record highs across the state today. Still toasty out there, 85 in Great Falls, 83 in Helena, down to the 60s for overnight lows. And there are those thunderstorms. That's it. Other than that, or those thunderstorms are done. Other than that, we have clear skies all across the region. Area of high pressure still in control. You can see the spin. There is a big ridge in the jet stream, and that's the reason for all the heat. However, by later on in the week, the jet stream will be moving more along in a pattern more along the U.S.-Canadian border, more like this than the ridge, so that'll tend to send temperatures down. You'll see that coming up in the 7-day forecast. Central Montana tonight, maybe that isolated thunderstorm. Most of the chances for that is about done, though, overnight, and will become clear. Temperatures down to the 50s and mid-60s for overnight lows. And one more hot day tomorrow. I don't think it'll be as hot as today, but mid-90s is hot enough. And there may be those isolated thunderstorms around late in the day. 95 for Helena and for Great Falls. And then the Rocky Mountain front, clear skies down to the upper 50s to the mid-60s. Hot again tomorrow. Isolated thunderstorm maybe. Temperatures in the upper 80s to the mid-90s. Nice night along the high line. Temperatures in the 60s. And tomorrow, toasting it up, mid to upper 90s for you, and those thunderstorms possible in the afternoon. Hey, right now, the 4th of July looking mighty fine. Just a slight chance for a thunderstorm. And look at those lower 80s over the weekend. Feeling a whole lot better, but a better chance for a few showers and thunderstorms Saturday. Emily?
Coming up, legendary singer Barry Manilow celebrating America's biggest holiday with a special tribute on PBS's A Capital 4th.
My country, 'tis of thee.
That's in tonight's entertainment update. Up next on Fox 5. Former Idol winner, now playing to lose, a pop star reveals that she had suicidal thoughts at the age of 7. And Barry's bringing in the fourth in tonight's entertainment update. Grammy, Emmy, and Tony Award-winning music legend Barry Manilow helping America celebrate Independence Day this year by performing a patriotic number during the PBS special A Capitol 4th. Plus, one new endeavor he's making happen is taking his Manilow on Broadway show across the country. Season 2 Idol champ Ruben Studdard will compete on next season's The Biggest Loser. The velvet teddy bear who packed on 100 pounds after his Idol win tells People magazine that after years of unsuccessful yo-yo dieting, he's concerned about his family's history of high blood pressure, diabetes, and heart issues. X Factor judge Demi Lovato recently revealing to Cosmopolitan magazine she secretly considered suicide at the age of 7. The pop star credits her first gig on the popular kids show Barney with saving her life. And Michael Bublé began his sold-out residency at London's O2 Arena this week. The crooner signed on for 10 shows at the city's largest indoor venue, more than any other act this year. The UK run is part of his 2013 To Be Loved worldwide tour, coming to the States September 7th.
I thought of every possibility.
And that's your entertainment update. The Yellowstone County Relay for Life is next week, and as the American Cancer Society gears up for one of its biggest fundraisers, the organization is showcasing the Look Good, Feel Better program. Take a look.
Kelly Sharp used to avoid mirrors.
And one day I was in the mirror and I just started bawling. I had no eyelashes, no eyebrows, no hair. And my husband's like, oh my gosh, what do I do, you know?
But now she loves her reflection. That's because of the American Cancer Society's partnership program, Look Good, Feel Better. A cosmetologist from the program teaches women how to apply makeup and style wigs and turbans while they face changes in hormones and their physical appearance during cancer treatment.
I had blotches where I didn't have blotches. I had circles where I didn't have circles. I had flakes where I didn't have flakes.
Women are taught to apply moisturizer, concealer, and fit wigs.
I find if I get up, take my shower, put my makeup on, I just feel like I can face the day a little better. And you don't have to put tons of makeup on. It's just enough to make you be able to smile and look in the mirror.
Women can also take home free wigs from the American Cancer Society through a donation from Pantene Beautiful Lengths.
Going through cancer treatment is very expensive, and so having to purchase a wig can be just an added cost. In this way, they can come and get something for free and help them make them feel better.
Clients of the Look Good, Feel Better program can see they're not the only ones battling cancer.
It's a chance for them to visit with other women who are going through the same problem that they are.
The workshops are 2 hours long and involve a 12-step makeup process. Women involved in the program take away a kit and a big new smile.
Even though it's not all about beauty, the message is clear. Look good, feel better, and it's just about making them feel better at a tough time. So I really like that story.
I do too. I agree.
Yeah, great message. Tom Purvis joins me now for sports. Tom, news from Grizz basketball.
Yeah, Emily, that's right. The Grizz are busy at work on the recruiting trail, bringing some key talent on board. Plus, the Voyagers and Brewers both coming off a loss, met tonight in Helena. How did it turn out? We're right back.
It's huge. I know in the whole year that we've had the potential to string games together.
Athletic post, strong, really gets off the floor, and a good kid.
It's not hoop season in Missoula, but that hasn't stopped the Grizz from keeping their foot on the pedal. Plus, the Chargers coming off a big weekend. Could they keep it going? And the Voyagers, the Brewers, Pioneer League Baseball coming at you on Fox 5 Sports.
Total sports coverage. Fox 5 Sports starts right now.
Hey, welcome to Fox 5 Sports, everyone. I'm Tom Purvis. The Great Falls Voyagers and the Helena Brewers are both coming off losses. The Voyagers have won 3 of their last 4, though, while the Brewers have now lost 2 straight after winning 6 in a row. The teams met tonight in Helena. Beginning a 6-game series tonight, Todd Gibby versus David Otterman. Top of the first, Otterman gets Zach Fisher to strike out with a runner on second, ending the inning. Top of the second, Tyler Shyrock gonna steal second for the Voyagers, which would set up Jacob Morris RBI triple, hit sharply down the left field line. Shyrock comes home. Voyagers lead it 1-0. Bottom of the second, runners on first and second. Christian Stringer plays the bad hop and records the out. Gets out of the jam. Top of the third we go. Zach Fisher hit sharply to first base. Jalen Harris makes a great defensive play for the Brewers. Gets the out. Now we go to the bottom of the third. Taylor Brennan hits over the outstretched arm of Corey Thompson for a double. Clint Coulter gets all the way to third. So with runners on second and third, Todd Gibby hits Jose Pena to load the bases, but the Brewers will end up stranding them. Voyagers lead the Brewers 2-0 right now, the bottom of the eighth. The Great Falls Chargers moved into 5th place today in the Trib Power Poll, their first ranking of the season, and it's easy to see why. The Chargers have won 5 of their last 7 league games, including 3 of 4 over a very good Medicine Hat Ball club. Anthony Bonilla was especially key during the Chargers' 2-game home sweep of Medicine Hat. He earned a win at the mound in the nightcap while batting 7 for 10 in the series. The Chargers talked about their success against Medicine Hat.
It's huge. You know, I know in the whole year that we've had the potential to string games together, but to do it against a ranked team with the kind of guys that they have coming back, I was really impressed with the way that our kids played.
We hit the ball very well in each of the 4 games. I mean, we put up a bunch of runs on them, hit the ball very well, and our pitchers did a good job of throwing strikes. I think early in the year we'd struggled throwing strikes, and so it kind of that hurt us a little bit, and then we played excellent defense.
We finally played like we can. You know, we hit the ball well, and we played D, and the pitchers threw strikes. So to be able to put all 3 together is huge, and we got to carry that momentum into Wednesday now.
Hey, while Grizz fans are hardly thinking about what the basketball program is up to these days, the program has been busy lately. Dominic Sheldon with more.
Martin Brunig, who transfers from the University of Washington in the Pac-12, a highly sought-after high school recruit. He originally committed to Maryland before their longtime coach retired.
He's an athletic post, strong, really gets off the floor, and a good kid. So obviously we won't have him for another year. He'll have to sit out, but we're excited to add a player of his size and caliber.
With the dismissal of Spencer Coleman, many are concerned about the Grizz' lack of experience and size in the post, something that Coach Tinkle says junior college transfer Chris Kemp should help with.
So I think with he and Jake Wiley at that 4 spot, and then we have Hutch and Andrew at the 5. Mike Weisner played a lot at the 4. That we're going to be just fine in that area.
This season, the Grizz also lost assistant coach Freddie Owens, who left for a coaching job on the Oregon State staff. And unfortunately, losing assistant coaches has become all too common for the Grizz.
Somebody can double their income, and maybe go to a little higher level. They're going to jump at it. So it's just to be expected. It's frustrating as the head coach. It's been 4 years in a row now. We've lost an assistant, and the neat thing is we lose great players. We've lost some really good coaches, and the program's in good shape because we just keep going on and keep existing, so to speak.
Switching to a lighter portion of the summer, Coach Tinkle and his squad are looking forward to their youth camp beginning on July 8th, where they go back to coaching the basics.
The kindergartners, it's basic. Okay, you can't dribble with 2 hands. You can't travel all over. You got to pivot. Their attention spans, well, sometimes remind of our own guys, but it's fun because they're here to have a good time, and they're not into the highlights on ESPN and the And One mixtapes and all that. So it's kind of fun to just coach those young guys that are eager to learn and get out there and get after it.
In Missoula, Dominic Sheldon, ABC Fox Montana Sports.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you tell it to Fox, and we'll see you tomorrow night.